So yesterday, something very interesting happened. I posted the video of the junk car Passat TDI that came in, and I was expecting like some people to say, yeah, it's cool, some people to say, no, don't get it, you don't need more cars, but just about every single comment on that video, there's like 70 right now already, is saying, you need to get that car, buy it right now, get it, get it, get it. Now let me hear a few things real quick. One, I don't need another car by any means. The car it's gorgeous. It's a beautiful color, has all the nice upgrades, the wood, the leather. It's a very, very nice car. The only issue I see with this car, I was doing some research and it's coming back to be pretty much true. The V6, the TDI, that engine in that car with that Triptronic transmission can be a very big headache if it wasn't maintained properly previously, and then anything in the future, like there's just no room in that engine bay. So to do like any real maintenance on that engine, mostly requires the engine to be either pulled out or the front end to be pulled off, and there's not really a lot of room to do anything at all. So I don't, unless that car goes for insanely cheap and we can get it for very, very cheap, I don't necessarily care too much to try and get a bid battle over that car to take it home. It's a beautiful car for sure. It's got the wood, got the leather, got the HID headlights. It's a 4Motion V6 TDI. Very, 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 very cool car, but if it has hidden problems, that is a massive headache car. That's a pain to try and work on. So we'll just see how it kind of plays out. But it's funny that everyone was like, get that car. If it wasn't saying get that car, they're saying, hey, it can be a good car, but the 2.5 can be a very tricky engine to mess with, so just be careful. So we'll see what happens. I am not promising anything at all. If it goes for incredibly cheap because no one wants it, we might try and get it, but I'm definitely not gonna try and pay a lot of money for that car. It runs good as of right now. The owner brought it in because he was leaving, couldn't sell it. That's the story I was told. And it actually happens quite a lot here. People have to leave, go to a different base or go home, and they don't have time to sell their car. And they're like, yo, it has to go. Take it, it has to go right now. So we'll see what happens with this car. It'd be cool to have a V6 4Motion, but if it's a giant headache and not worth it, then we'll see. So we'll see. It's also very rainy and crappy today. Very rainy and crappy today. On a side note, I love these style windows, and I don't know why the states haven't adopted this yet, because you have this cool little thing. It comes down. You have your own little, like, pretty much a hurricane shutter, like, built into your window, which is awesome. And then you can do this and open it this way, or you can do this and open it this way and just vent the top. I don't know why these aren't being used in the States, but once Casey and I move back home and we build a house in Florida, you can 100% bet I will have this kind of window on all of my house, because these things are amazing. The plan for today is that I have no plan for today. I don't know what we're doing. We're gonna go see the new Star Wars here in a little while, but after that, I don't know, it's raining and I don't know. Alright, it is currently about 9:41 at night. I haven't picked up the camera at all today. I apologize. It just rained all day long. Went and saw Star Wars. Amazing movie. If you like Star Wars, I've always loved the franchise. Movie was awesome, I thought. Lots of cool like Easter egg things in this one from the old ones. Super, super cool. That's all I'm going to say about that. But what any YouTuber does when they have no content for the day, they ask you guys for questions and you do a Q&A. So that's what I did. So I asked you guys about 2 hours ago to leave some questions on this photo right here. So now we'll go through and we'll answer them. All right, so the first question coming in from Mr. Brandon Trent, always a good friend of mine. He said, are you a full-time YouTuber now and you're a parts dealer? Answer is yes, I do YouTube every single day. Well, this month has been, normally I take a few days off here and there during the month, but man, this month I've been trying to go every single day of December and it has been brutal. Like, for bigger YouTubers who have lots of money to fund what they're doing for the videos, it's much easier, but for me, it's hard to spend money every single day and always make an interesting video, so I get creative and do different things, but we're hanging in there. We're trying to go the entire month of December and not miss a video. We're 18 days in, right? 18 days? Oh, it's the 20th, wow. Wow, we're 20 days in. We have a little bit more to go. We're almost there, but it's been brutal. But yeah, all I do is YouTube and I sell parts, and That's what I do. But come next year though, I should be starting a new job at a very, very cool place, so just stay tuned for that. All right, question number 2 is also from Brandon Charlie, a 2-part question. He says, do you have all the Volkswagens registered and is it expensive in Germany to do so? So thank the Lord, all of our vehicles are registered through the military and not through Germany, because registering your car through Germany is such a more like painstaking hassle to do. So like for Miley example, if I wanted to register Miley through Germany, it would probably, it would happen if I went and paid someone to do it, but like just normal through the tube wouldn't happen. My car is missing a lot of things, it's too loud, and every single part on my car would have to be registered and have paperwork through the German tube. And it's just, if you are a German citizen, you have a car registered and you have put car parts in your car, shout out to you, because like it's a brutal process. Like my buddy David has that purple Vento, he has to have paperwork for every single part in his car, or Christian Wolf, his Cabrio, every single part has to have paperwork, and it's a lot. So thankfully all of our cars are registered through the military and not through Germany, so I'm very thankful for that. Our next question coming in from Mr. Cody S55, plans for a VR6 Trevor for Miley? Yes, 100%. Yes. This one from Mr. OC V-Dubs. Would you buy a Corrado? Why or why not? Also, yes. 100% yes. I should have bought, well, I've always wanted a Corrado. I just love how they are. They look great. The problem is now, over here, Corrados are so expensive. I thought they'd be cheaper here. They are so incredibly expensive. Even the like base model 2.0 Corrado over here, you don't really see them for like less than 3,000 euro. Like they're so expensive. And the VR6 and G60s, like 5, 6, 7, 8,000 euro, even more than that. I just saw one today, a Corrado VR6, no, Corrado G60 with like 48,000 kilometers on it. It was priced at like 15,000 euro. Like the Corrados over here are worth so much more than the States. And I would love to have one, but I just don't know if I'm gonna do it over here. One day, maybe. Next question coming in from Mr. Tariq, I'll put this right here, Tariq Bo, I want to say that's right. I'm sorry if that's wrong. But he said, if you had to buy another car other than a Volkswagen, what would it be? Honestly, I love cars. There's so many other cars outside of Volkswagens I would love to have. I want a Nissan Skyline R33. That's my favorite car. There's a lot of them over here. I would love to snag one, probably not a GTR, but maybe a GTST or GTS or GTC, one of the ones. I want an R33. There's just countless cars outside of Volkswagen that I would love to have. A 240, I like the old E30s, like the E46s. I mean, there's a million cars that I really like, would love to have. Unfortunately, they all cost money, but one day. Next question coming in from Mr. Brody here. He says, I have a 2.0 Mark III. I plan on swapping a VR6 into it. How easy would it be, and is it worth it? Yes. Yes, I had a 2.0 on my car, and I never minded it. I thought the car was fine, it sounded good, but going from a 2.0 to a VR6, yes. Yes, you will love the sound, you'll love the power, it's great. Now, it's not too hard to do. I had a big problem with mine because the machine shop messed up my head. Other than that, everything went exactly how it should go. If you can get a donor car, that is your best bet, because every little piece you'll need, every little fuse, every little like clutch bracket, every little thing will be in that donor car, and you can put it onto your car, and it's pretty smooth. If you're buying all the pieces separately, it can take a little while. You like the harness, get the ECU, this and that, but overall, it's really not too hard to do. 100% worth it. If you're not too connected to your car, I would say just buy a VR6 and just drive that car. It's easier, a lot less work. But if you are bent on putting it in your car, if you can get a whole donor car, best case scenario, or just a full swap with all the pieces you need, but 100% worth it. Next one coming in from Mr. Rudik Radovan. If I mess up your name, I apologize. He says, will you visit Austria as well? Yes, 100%. So next year, we missed Worthersy this year. We got here in May, and it was like at the very end of Worthersy. But next year, we are going. I'm bringing Miley, we're bringing the R32. Probably gonna get a ticket, but gonna try my best to not do that. We're gonna be going the week before Worthersy to go to XS and all that kind of stuff. But yes, Worthersy, yes. Coming in from Mr. Mark 4 Dro, he said, what got you into Volkswagens? I've always liked them, but the biggest thing for me, I'm a 90s kid, I grew up with the Fast and the Furious. Seeing Jesse's Jetta, I don't know what it was, I just fell in love with that car. You can have your opinions on it. I think the car is perfect. I love the era of that car. It's very, very cool. I like the body kit, I like the lights, all the stuff around that car. I just loved that car, and I knew I wanted to get that car for my first car. At first, I was looking at Mark IV Jettas, and then I saw the Mark IIIs, and I was like, that's the body style that I really liked. Knowing what I know now, I probably would have bought a VR6 from the start, but hey, I love my car. It's now here in Germany, which is really cool. But I would say pretty much, I mean, actually even before that, I have a picture of me, if I can find it, I'll put it on the screen, from when I was like 4 or 5, next to a Volkswagen Beetle. Volkswagen's always been in my blood, apparently. But yeah, Fast and the Furious, seeing Jesse's Mark III Jetta really got me to want a Volkswagen. And then once I got it and got immersed in like the car culture and going to shows and stuff, I was sold. Another question here from Mr. Tariq. He said, do you ever see yourself selling Miley? That's a negative. That's a real big negative. I brought the car from Florida to Germany. That car will never leave my possession. Even if that car gets, the only way that car will ever go out is either it burns to the ground or gets totaled. And even then, I'm saving what I can save from it, but Miley will never leave my possession. I've put too much work into that car to ever see it with somebody else. Like, I think the worst thing when you sell like a modified car is then you go somewhere and you see your car to show. I don't know, I just put too much work into that car. That is like, that's my like, oh, I love that car. I cannot let it go. It's mine. It's mine for life. If I can keep that long, I hope so, but Miley's mine for life. Static Polo says, will you come to South Africa for VW Camp Fest, Africa's biggest VW show? You'll love the car center here. I would love to go there. That would be amazing to do. I know Jamie Orr's done that. Or maybe it was Jamie Orr? It might have been. I know someone's done that that trip all through that area, went to that show. It looks incredible, but money. If I can make enough money, I would love to travel the entire world and just see every Volkswagen community all over the world, tour everything, and show you guys, but it just comes down to the money. So one day I would love to try and do that, but we'll see what happens. And then another question similar to that is from Matt Taylor. He says, will you come to the UK soon? I would love to also go to the UK. We'll see. I have a couple shows actually. I want to go to Players Classic. I want to go to Fitted UK all next year, and then I want to do some Mark III show we're doing as well. I plan on going next year. I'm not sure quite when, but the UK is for sure. I'll be there next year at some point. This one is a two-part question from Mr. Mechanic Mortal. He said, would you ever buy a Mark II project? Yes, I want a Mark II Jetta Coupe. And then he said, what are all the Mark III bits and parts involved in putting a Mark IV AFP, which is the block and head that's in my car, into a Mark III, and what did you keep off the Mark IV? Honestly, the only thing I kept off the Mark IV AFP is the block and the head. Everything else is Mark III stuff. So everything from the Mark III AAA fits right onto the Mark IV AFP, the block and head, exactly the same. The reason why I went with all the Mark III accessories versus the Mark IV is because I have a Mark III harness in my car and it plugs in. If I went with the Mark IV harness, I would have kept all the Mark IV accessories, but just for ease for me to put in the car, I already had a Mark III harness, all the Mark III accessories, and all my parts that I had bought for my first engine were all brand new stuff. So all my brand new Mark III parts, one of the Mark IV block and head, and then we are good to go. MK3 Glen says, what are your plans for the Golf? Another show car, something else? Honestly, I just want the car to run, but the plan is to yank that 1.8 out of that car, throw it in the trash can, and get a 1.8 turbo for that car, and it's just gonna be a fun little, I don't know, I'm not sure what it'll turn into, but it's just gonna be a fun little daily ripper kind of thing. I don't know. A 1.8 to run that car like a stage 1, stage 2 tune would be so much fun. I don't know. I like that car a lot because it's a cool little spec. It's a great color. It's a cool little, the Savoy model is cool to me. Pain in the butt right now, but we'll get it sorted out later on. Yeah, just a 1.8 turbo, and then I don't know how far that car will go. It'll probably turn into something stupid, but we'll see. But yeah, for right now, just 1.8 turbo, get it to run and drive every single day, no problems, and then we'll just go from there. Connor asks, what is the paint code of the Savoy? The Savoy is Turkish green, which is LB60. LB60? Yeah, LB60 should be the paint code of the Savoy, which is Turkish green. Very, very cool color. Next question comes from Zinni. Says, which events are you planning on visiting next year? And when are you going to buy a Corrado? So same thing, Corrados are very expensive. I'd love to have one, but we'll just see if that ever works out. But as far as events, I'll be at the Lowell Park Show presented by Zuzzler. We went to this past year, lots of beautiful cars. After that, I plan on going to Worthsey, some shows in the UK, and I guess I'll tell you guys now, I will be at Eurotripper 7 in Fort Myers coming up in February. So if you're in Florida, or you're close to Florida, and like Georgia, if you want to fly in, I will be there, Casey will be there, we're going to be flying down, Greg's going to be there, it's going to be a lot of fun. I think most of the Mark III squad will be there. I won't have my car, obviously, because it's over here, but I, myself, will be in Florida in February to go to Eurotripper 7, so make sure you guys come out. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's a great, great show. Paul, who was here maybe, what, 2 months ago, who I toured all around Germany with, he runs that show. Amazing, amazing dude. So if you can do me a favor, make sure you guys come out to Eurotripper 7. It's going to be so, so much fun. I can't wait to see all you guys. Next couple questions here. I'm going to try and go kind of fast. I don't want this video to be too long and boring of you guys. Next video is from David Ryan. He says, TDI build, please. I plan to, I don't know too much about diesels that much, but I do want to get one and learn as much as I can about them, and then do a cool little daily build, because that's like the ultimate daily. Like the Bora is great right now, gets great fuel mileage, but to have a TDI and get all the fuel mileage, that's what I want to do. All right, next question is from, I don't know how to say this, I'm gonna put it on the screen. If this is you, here's your question. Is it possible to visit you next summer? I'll be traveling around Germany. If you're here, man, and you're somewhere close, hit me up. We'll try and make something happen. That'd be really cool. Next question from Mr. John V. He says, do you miss your homeland? How does it feel to be so far away from home? Honestly, I really enjoy living here in Germany. I do miss my family, I do miss my friends, but I've never really been like a homebody, so to be away from home doesn't necessarily bother me, but it is kind of weird not seeing them every single day, and people I used to always see, and now they're all so far away and 6 hours behind me, but this is a new chapter right now, so this is what we're doing. I do miss the aspect of how easy it is to do car things in Florida. There's nobody in Florida to tell me no, or you can't do this, you can't do that, your car's too loud. Nobody cares. I miss that aspect, and I'm really starting to miss the weather of Florida as well. Even though I complain about the heat all the time, this cold rain for like a month straight is really, really obnoxious, and I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it is what it is. All right, these next two will probably be our last two questions, just to end it off with these ones. The first one's from Old Man Shaq. He says, how long do you think it'll be to get a turbo for Miley? And where do you plan on getting a 1.8 turbo for the Demon car, aka the Savoy over there? And when are you gonna be putting it in? So it all just comes down to money. If I had all the money, if I was a massive YouTuber and had this unlimited amounts of money, Miley would already be 4Motion VR6 swapped. It would already happen. But I gotta do things, I gotta stay in my lane. I gotta do things and not put myself in a stupid financial place just for to make a video. So what I'm trying to do is hopefully this coming up year, so 2020, the Savoy will have a 1.8 turbo swap. That is pretty much a guarantee. I'm gonna find the motor just through the German eBay or maybe the junkyard. I'll find a good running one to put in the car. More than likely want to go with the Audi TT one. Has a bit more power. That'll be going to the Savoy. And then as for Miley, I haven't quite decided. My original plan was to take the car to Donkey Tech. Really cool guy, the owner. They build insane cars over there, amazing quality, but the price tag that comes with it is very, very high, and I don't know if I could spend that much money to do that, but is it worth it? 100%. Drop my car off, spend a whole lot of money, get it back as a crazy 600 plus horsepower all-wheel drive car. Would be sick, but the only problem I see with that, well, one, it's a lot of money, but two, I want to kind of do it myself. So I kind of want to buy turbo pieces and do the car myself. Granted, I might mess it up, blow my car up. Yes, 100% that might happen, but I want to learn. I've never built a turbo car or really messed with them too much, and I just want to learn. There's a whole bunch of info on the internet. I think I can do a pretty good job, at least not blow the car up if I'm not trying to run crazy boost, but I might just go ahead. I mean, you can go on German eBay over here and you can find VR6 turbo engines and VR6 turbo parts all day long. So pretty easily I can piece together everything I needed to swap the car. Now after the 4Motion swap, I would need a shop to do that. That takes a lot more effort than I know how to do or have the tools to do. But to get my car into a VR6 turbo, to do it myself with my friends, I think it's possible to do. It's not too complicated. So hopefully 2020 we'll see a 1.8 turbo in the Savoy, and also if things keep going well, good with YouTube and you guys subscribe. We'll try and get Miley a VR6 turbo this coming up year. It probably won't be a 4Motion as well, but hey, VR6 turbo and Miley would still be absolutely amazing. So the goal for 2020, I would say right now, the goal for 2020, boosted VR6 and Miley, 1.8 turbo in the Savoy. You heard it here. All right, so last question coming in from Mr. Not Another Mark III, one of my good friends in Florida. He said, how different is the car scene in Europe compared to the US? Do you like it more or do you like it less? The car scene over here, I do quite like it a lot. I tend to see a lot more, I'm gonna use the word complete or like full builds. Not that anyone's car, if you have a car, any stage of your car is your build. But over here, I tend to see more like, I would say complete builds in terms of the engine's been touched, the interior, the outside, underneath the car, suspension wheel. Every aspect of so many cars over here that I've seen is done. And in the States, you kind of see, it's no one's fault, but you see a bit more of the bags and wheels, as you want to say it, more of the cosmetic kind of stuff. There are cars in the States, don't get me wrong, that are crazy over-the-top builds. My buddy Kyle W. is in building a crazy beautiful Mark III. It's going to be a big turbo 3.2. I don't know if it's more than that, but his car is one car that you don't see too often because he's had this car off the road for, I don't know, it's been a few years at this point. I'm not even sure how long it's been, but you don't see people take their car off the road to spend that long to build it in the States too often. Now, obviously there are the exceptions, but you tend to see people over here take a car and they'll spend 3, 4, 5, 6 years on that car before it comes out, versus at home, you'll do bags, you'll do suspension, and you'll do wheels, and then the car goes out every single show. But I also think because over here, there's just a bit more, I guess, I don't know if it's pride or what it is exactly, but people will take that time to have their car down for years and years and years, and then bring this gem, every aspect has been touched, out. And then in the States it's more, because I guess, I don't even, it's hard to explain honestly. As far though as liking one car scene here versus more than at home, I don't necessarily like one more than the other. I think they're both very cool and both bring very cool things to the table. It's a very different style from the States than over here, because a lot of things that people do in the States, like the camber, the crazy static low cars, isn't even legal here. So it's very different how the cars go about. What I'll say is I'm very, very, very fortunate, very blessed to be able to say that I've experienced the car scene back at home with my car, and then also bring my car over here and experience this car scene. Very, very cool, very fortunate. Just both very cool car scenes. I think during the 7 months that I've been here, I've just seen more just over the top, crazy quality builds than I've seen back at home. Not that there aren't nice cars at home, but just to see the cars over here that just have every little detail touched. I've seen more cars like that in the 7 months that I've been here than my whole lifetime in Florida. Not that I haven't seen cars like that in Florida, but I've just seen more in this time period here than I've seen there. And I don't necessarily know why that is. Maybe it's because of the winter time and there's a downtime here, or what it is, but both car scenes are cool. Both have cool things to offer, and I like them both. That is it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I know it's a little bit different, but hopefully you learned a little bit more about me, the cars, my plans, and that kind of stuff. 2020 is gonna go real quick. We had a lot of plans. VR6 for Miley, 1.8 turbo in the Savoy. We had to put this turbo, this little spinny boy, on the wagon and make it a 1.6 turbo. A lot of things to do. I need to make a lot more money, but we're trying our very best. Tomorrow we're heading to the city of Trier. I've never been there before, but I've heard it's very, very beautiful. So tomorrow's gonna be more of a travel kind of vlog. I know travel vlogs aren't everyone's favorite, but I really like to share my personal experience and my time going to new places. You know, this might be the only time you ever get to experience a video or see pictures of this place. So I'm gonna share it with you guys. I don't know if we'll see any car stuff, but I'm always on the lookout. You guys know that. One of the questions today was how soon before there's a VR6 turbo in Miley, how soon for the 1.8 turbos in the Savoy. If you guys do me a big favor, like this video, subscribe. The more subscribers, the more likes on videos we get, the more views we get, means the faster things happen. So everything takes money, unfortunately, and the more that I can make, which means the faster things can get done. So if you want to see 2020 filled with lots of turbos, basically, a 1.8 turbo in the Savoy, a 1.6 turbo in the wagon, a VR6 turbo in Miley, if you just want to see all the turbos in 2020, do me a big favor, like this video, subscribe, share it with your friends, become part of the our little family here, our little Volkswagen family we got going on here. It's a lot of fun. Don't forget, be thankful for today. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.